These days, you can't beat children. Social media and also can.
We have to have age-appropriate conversations with our children about sexually related things.
And then they want to lose weight. Then they buy slim tea. Somebody, 3 months old baby. And then you're drinking slim tea. For what? Ghana, we have a lot of good food that we have been brainwashed that it's not good. So we shouldn't eat it.
Someone will say a convergence of mothers. What happened? Somebody just asked me a few minutes out there, is it because you became a mother, that's why you decided to do this? I said, well, it just became an eye-opener. Because, and I start my welcome address this week, when I was pregnant, I was on the internet 247. And shouts to anybody seated here who still has their mother alive that they can always consult, or have a big sister they can consult and ask questions when it comes to these things. I didn't have that privilege. So I was on the internet 24/7, reading things that were contradictory sometimes. Somebody says this, somebody says that. Please, shall we be upstanding? This is cutting into protocol as we welcome Madam Grace Omaboe, Maame Dokono, as she joins us.
Then she said,
Thank you very much for doing her the honors. You may please be seated. Thank you. All right. And as I surfed through the internet, I realized that there was so much information, and some of them you didn't even understand where these people got their facts from, the researches they had done. I was just reading things, and it dawned on me that there are many people out there who might be having this struggle. And then when the baby comes as well, you're worried about whether they are supposed to press their nose when they are taking the bath of the baby, whether they're supposed to press the head, whether you're supposed to live. There are too many things and scattered information. But I realize also in finding out all of this, our parents did it. Our mothers did it back in the day. Who taught them? Did we fail to learn from them because now we say we are modernized? But in our modernity, is there anything we could take away from them to add to what we are seeing on the internet? Are we getting it wrong in thinking that, no, we are modernized, the Western world has thrown a lot at us, so let us just go and pick from what is out there? Are we not making a mistake? Perhaps some of the traditions are not the best, but the best ones could go on. So I thought we should have a convergence of mothers where the old and the new will meet. And then all the worries that we keep hearing, and then I've been asking, who is raising Nkola Mwaba and saying? Who raised the people who are raising Nkola Mwaba and saying? So where is the problem? Is it that yesterday's daughters who have become today's mothers have refused to take along with them what the mothers taught them? Or is it that yesterday's mothers who have raised today's daughters didn't teach us what the way to motherhood is? Because a lot lies on a mother's head. Even though as a growing child, I kept hearing when I do anything wrong, my father will say, Obano, to the mother. But when there's glory, the father will say, oh, mi bano. So it looks like the mother is always the one who takes most of the blame when things go sour. So where do we draw the line and say, my mom taught me this, I need to take this tradition with me? The internet is saying this, or the new moms are saying this, education is saying this. Yes, let's take this with us, but this part of it, we do not have to neglect. So basically, is a thought that got me putting together a convergence of mothers. So for mothers to have an open forum where they can speak, mothers from various fields. And I must say with so much thanks in my heart that all of you gathered here were carefully selected as model mothers. So that tomorrow when we decide to open up to the public, we know that we have done it with model mothers, because these are mothers who are being seen on the internet, looked at on television, and listened to on radio, and are chosen by people in their homes as "Sena mami etiti ne ba metiti me ba say." And then oh, and your yard, oh, nibani and your yard, you cry, anyone singing and they don't even know the story. But choosing you all as model mothers is to also help us know that Even though you are in front of the camera, you are the one who is being talked about. These are the challenges. These are the way to go about it. And so apart from choosing model mothers, we've got some specialists as well with us that can tell us. In fact, one of the things that I've been worried about and the reason why I brought a legal person is, what does the law say about raising children in Ghana? Are we sure we are that familiar with it? Because we woke up one morning, somebody took a picture naively and ended up in Instagram. What can I also do as somebody who is advertising, influencing, that might get me there one day that I didn't know about? So we also decided that we'll get legal people joining us. We also decided that we'll get psychologists joining us because raising adolescent kids, I haven't gotten there yet, but I've been an adolescent before. And I know the gimmies. And are we the ones who are raising these kids now going to watch them from what we used to do? There are new tricks now, thanks to social media. And another thing that is dear on my heart, raising kids who can speak up for themselves. So these we're going to merge and have our mothers from, somebody will say back in the day, speak to us present mothers. And I hope that it's going to be an interactive session because this being put together so that we can judge or so that we can all have, a tete-a-tete and go home feeling more fulfilled than we came, go home learning more things than we came here with. So I know this is a long welcome address, but this is the telltale. Of course, if you are from my generation, of course, a lot of us also before my generation, you know that on TV, we all had a model mother that will sit behind our television sets to adore. And so it's with such honor for me that she won't get up. I'll take the microphone to her. That we'll get to hear from Madam Grace Omaboe, popularly known as Maame Dokono.
I have 6 children. And I went through hell to bring them up. 6 children with 3 men. 2. And the first 2 don't weigh a twin. In fact, I just don't want to tell you about how I went through to have them. The labor. I almost died. The day I was supposed to come home, I got locked up in the labs. Yes, at Kolebu. So me can say the baby wo na abano. Anyway. And I mean can say me ngubi. But other the wish order na me koji say me kwa ye. And also oba ni bema. And for that marriage, it was so nice. It was so nice. I had the me wo mochi obema ene opa na oye mi ye pa. Wo ya abofra na wo ha make sure say for family no eya entie family na sem. Utie family asem a waware ebegu. Waware ne egu ye because me tie family asem. Me says our nice. We went abroad. And then usugu ye. Egu ye na me wo 40. Na me di 40. Bisi we de me ngubi be sa me ko wo too. Me share another man, me see where there. Me will be on Pesami woo too. 89 sex. But with me, when I'm pregnant or when I have my baby, I don't leave my babies with men. Or to say me watch them, me say they are, I'm a shema dear. Why me a me my dear. Aye. Usha wa dia, ultimate titi wom the way upese wo bring bone up. Just say ubeja wangama obi a stepmother will come and we don't know what the stepmother will treat them. So I had 6.
Our mothers and their mothers keep saying, children of today, you're not raising us well. You're not raising your children well. What are we doing wrong? What did you do right? Because now, even if you look at our education system, you can't take a cane and cane anybody. No. So we are looking at where we might have fallen off.
There are a whole lot of things you people are doing which is not right. Well, I was a teacher. You can't, these days you can't beat children. And I was watching the TV, seeing a boy taking his belt to beat a teacher. I mean, what is this? And a boy caning a boy, a friend or whatever, with a cutlass. You can't do, you couldn't have done this during our time. We were very strict. I was a Presbyterian. And you even the dress you wore should be and I said that will nine and I see a friend is saying 1 and 2. Now me won't call any bia na me say na mo tete wo mo say. Oh, and tete no mo tete wo mo say. And social media no so ka ho. Social media no obi sorry anapa nkwale yeso mo mfa phone ko school. Enso so wo ko hwe won ayi ma phone so kwa. Social media will be reading and sound wa ko read the book as I say o share na what the pass enye kwala no enye won fault. Some of them were brought up over there. I know say abrochire wo no wo tete wo bana wo ntime mo no so ho. But that is not right. Me time only there me fa ba na me de chase me ba. Me de chase no fear ho. Share. Wo de why na wo beka asemfo a kire me. Ana se wo be din kwala bone sem a kire wo teacher. Ye lewo pa. You say 4 big boys hold him. They are hold o. Now you lewo back. Yeah, the bro chia ma wa hunu yansa. Next time mo yes I be.
Lema enkofo so ka say sa niema no ebi mu de enyi si o ma ye traumatized. Mbeka say nanu me hu video bi, I don't know if anybody saw it, of a lady who was crying on social media, attacking and questioning her dad about some things he did to her when she was growing up. Only papa or it is on fan chair papa ye say why ye office see no demands and not tete no. Inti ase ye so see an ye sure say ye better see ye master because e hu bi wo ye hu. Ye time na ye hwe ye no. Na wo nim se ukoba e be hwe. Inti ama ase emfa ho bi say ke na e be bu me.
It depends. It depends. So it depends on how you bring your child. Because me buy on to me say be koba or be bu me me koma ba. No. And there's some discipline, no. When the child is a little boy or a little girl, and the child does something right, praise him. You can buy things, pretty things and give it to them. Biscuit or toffee or whatever. And let the person know, say, why are there? Near or anything or bonabaso. Na se woko yeah some silly things na wo be fear. Me discipline wo. Yeah school so I will say family afe family any ho wo maame nnua Ekrona mutimuno bia ayo family. Yen kne ema uko di bonina otherwise na other seneshow. Uko ya bonia maami ekue hu a ya wo ba na wo ya bonia me se bon hwe no. So ho bon hwe no wo mo be so kra ansa de de bo abefie. So ho ekwam de wo a obi timi ma wo aduane di family no so say mo bo modern na mo famra back.
As a urbanization so aba nsi se na mami ya ko ne du kan no obi wo ye tintin che obi me ya hwe me ka me ni me neighbors so obi wo ho ni nkofo bebre nsi a ma ye be ye ne den ni telltale ye be ye ne den sisi a na sisi a flogging ni dey si dey even imran sisi a na legal for law for so almost dey ma ye hwe ye ma.
Yeah, we must bring it back. We must bring it back. Oh, don't you agree? Na send yan kwale yi no mu ko school yi no mu di mika wa mo bo mu teachers. Some of them, I mean, I don't know. You must bring it back. You see, the Presbyterians were disciplined. I don't know about the other churches, but we were disciplined. You see, flog them.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please let's put our hands together for him. I'm sure a lot of young ones who want to ask some questions.
Yes.
We do quick Q&A for her before we go on.
Ma, Yamin Shrao, my question is very simple. You told us that you had 6 children with 3 different men.
Yeah.
How were you able, say, woman, say normally, it be on 2 bedroom. How are you able to let them all feel, say, no matter what, say, muye 2 kra muye dua bako. How did you blend that transition from say we muye papa bako we mu nyina timi nyin bom wo dom
because as I told you, I don't leave my children with the men. When I'm going, I'll go with them. You see?
Yeah.
So when you wunim so wuni no wabata wo ho. Now I make sure I take them to a very good school. Now the next 2 no so woman yani I be yawo ma papa no.
Exactly.
So ho enti mo over 6 ni nyina womo eben womo. That me you know so I make sure say I take them abroad. So we if first one so na e call you know. They were the one is a doctor, medical doctor, one is an engineer. They went first. Then the twins followed. Twins no pride mamre wo mo ho. Obako e dey ne prefer befa abako koye because they look alike.
Yeah.
What would I mean say?
Yes.
And so it was easy for me. But I don't see why you should go obi owa the body sakra do akoto na chere papa no so.
And only assemble.
Like no. That how do you want the child to take you the mother?
Man, but my next question then say, "Genti me gisa asasem ni." And then ma ayaba mostly be because of person go school or person here juma. Inti yana or feel say father ni abrabo ni no kra na me ono de na abrabo koso me nko dampe no. Me misa obibi as a single mother na wow karma ehye wa yas then na say na wo ye no. Because enu be hye man ni bebre nkra ya mo ma hu say sebe se banchi kra na wudi a woni wo mend.
Yeah.
And no need asama me person. My next question, no, how were you able to do it? Because ma, ye nim wono na uye uye busy 247.
Yes.
And ti was saying ye day as a single mother. How were you doing it?
I was so busy. I think because the children were all with me, that's why I was busy. I didn't want to, go and beg a man for money. I was doing about how many jobs?
Seven.
Seven or something. I will do opera. I will do keteke by the fireside. I will do what? I have forgotten. I was doing about 7 jobs. 31st. I was doing so many things at the same time. I remember once I left Kweku at Morning Star, and it was past 5. I haven't collected him. I thought the driver had gone to collect him. That day I wept. I wept. That was the only day I regretted. Yes, as single
Because
mother.
my next question is baby sound say, was there any day no I say a G with the edgy.
Edging. But me ja wo mo ho, kwa brochire. Me kwa me wo 2 mates house helps. Me hyehyɛ aduane a wo mu bedie. Ɛne ne mama ne sika enough. Sɛ wo ye say ya, ye ne say. Enti na minya problem bia. One day I came and met the maid servant. One of the maid servant had thrown something at the boy. The boy was always the naughty one, and it had gotten swollen, and I had to spank In fact, for the first time, I spanked my house help for hitting the boy, and when I travel and I buy things, I put the things down. I know you like this. Okay, I come and take yours, and we will all laugh. You come and take yours. Meanwhile, the other 2 were abroad. You see? And when I remember when the twins, one of them, the father, the husband was playing the fool. And I went and collected I went and collected my grandchildren. Ade na abeye me masa. But the man came back and begged. I had a house. They came and lived with me in my house. Me sebio me asem. So obeye me baba sabasa de mempene.
Mamba my last question be say ebase esese utu single mothers efwa edien asem na obeka kire abatan a omuntua na ehwe omumba.
Mama money mre na ye juma. Ye juma bebre. Send ebeye a wobenya sika na wodi ahye won. Emma enkwala ne lake anything. Na wakwa kobusa ne yonko bi o school say mami we ma wo nya wo nye wo hie bia. So what ya say? Kapre kobi na ubedi a ma ni hu ne say efie ha de ye di kobi. Enti kobi e na wo de be ko school. So what ya say? E ma ne nkosrese obi a ne papa wo sika. Esika na o ma emfa ma me say o fa me twa wo mpo a. What ya say? But modern kakre bi na benya kura. Hye no. Ma ni hu say ne maame ni bi. Wo e na wo be hye no. Onyame apart from wo, onyankopon e na wo de wo betete no. Wo tete no onyankopon mu a. Wo kwa sorry afa wo mo kọ. Wo kọ be bia afa wo mo kọ. Ba je se be bia wo mo ntimi enka wo ho. So mbetimi aka wo ho ko a. Fa wo mo kọ. What? Me pa mo cho yo.
Pacho, wait there, me was suggestion being a misa first and so. I think say young generation, no, we are training our children to be our friends instead of training them to fit into society. Because obi ever said the buy na down for instead of oba so they were down for so down for unsiano. We're down for oye bonya, you don't call them to order. and Uber calling it order kana o call prasem no cause so say na no why ni year ebe say if you are so interested in having our children as friends, oh maybe they are my close friends, but you should know that after you know they're going to fit in society. Into your entity omo celebrate young be fit to even have friends with outside people. But this generation no ya ka ya manage ya say oye boni kra na ya kra so
We were boy, ya boy, a catch no.
ya ko ye school si kra na teachers na complain kra na oba sign no the boy for den once ya say yeah generation no your child has to be your friend. I think that it's better say you're training a man to fit into society. Instead say yeah I want my child to be my friend at 2 minutes they're not trauma. Oba kola when you're trauma. Na kola na virgin ho and I open the tumor to be feel. Oh yeah, then now we and I said the Maame Dokono kind no. Oh yeah bonus so I was out yan.
Okay.
And I am the also ne say social media and I ain't na me who says yes no not a lot of abuse koso. But because those times na social media in you no one say social media me who say yes no na said the family members were abusing some of us. Once we are the holidays we are no fan another but yan say yakata kata so and do police we are kohate any cousin another ye rape no osa by yan po bi an person betting yakata kata so it's a this generation no sa community training na first etimi ye no ye ntimi nya biom because obi asuro no ho and na nsem na ye tete especially until now mama o say nsem o koso
Ta.
enkofo ye ne man kofo ti modern intama say ne sa community training say obeja obama obi atia no obi atete no akoha kakra mo ye ntimi enye ne sa eno so ka ho na ama aga say obi ane ne ma hye ne fie ni sebi emma o me single mother so me eduman emma me be that omutin zo no won hweba omwa batafla ni ni wa behwe no and ade ya kwa na so muso no munya no mo yare mo hia nhwe
Aye.
omuso no munya no mabrabo aye basa na
Aye.
to mori ma heba obenyini na afi ni sikeni na de wa hwe na one little finger na e wo so no de koboa no sometimes we do ye mpenso ye way 9 to 5 job. Sometimes in a single parents na dem be man no free ni chente as a way of punishment no ne one person
Emma ho. What say wo mpe no a on show ba. De wo ja wo ba.
sometimes no I have
Very them.
frustration and I na emma ko so hwe be man na no na bra bo koso ba wo so akora na odi wachi uchu nwe enye ye oku okra na na the background ko page ma especially yeah what other special needs no ogu ha ne ba special needs ontimi nya no ho nko ye ejuma especially cerebral palsy for so bu ne ba ne da ho ananti won kasa be man no so wo ne say free nten de de na say ebru no so a na watam ne tekete se de osi ginehwe intini na no ayana emu ode manka oba time bia danki nya yanka wa obession etoda ayana emu ode.
No. Yeah, that's it.
A while ago, somebody made a comment on social media that caught my interest. Kokui Selormey, a lot of us know her. She posted a video and talked about how people now say a Ghanaian child must be humble. And they keep drumming you have to be humble. And I watched the video and I said, look, this is something I can identify with because I have a Nigerian background. And if you ever grew up in Lagos, Nigeria, you know that it is butu. Everybody's on the run. So I have an aggressive nature towards things. Actually, when I want to get something done, I'm like, hi. But when I relocated to Ghana, people used to say, no, you're too all about the place. You're too arrogant. And you always want to make yourself heard. And so I began to tone down. But now going on, I'm like, why did I do that? Because it's becoming difficult for me to enter places now. I'm beginning to ask myself, what would they think if I said this? And if I said this, because the Ghanaian child has to carry themselves with extreme humility. Oh, yes, ma'am. I don't know where the line has to be drawn. Now, even as an adult, sometimes I'm like, if I say it this way, do they feel like it's offensive, even though I don't mean it that way? So I told her, I said, I would like you to come and speak to us about this so that we'd all share in maybe your perspective, or if we have alternative, we begin to look at the issue so that we don't grow children, we don't raise children who are becoming very, very timid, if that's a better word. Because I see a lot of people, my mother said, and they're shying away from where you want them to express themselves. So I'm so glad that Kokui has honored my invitation and she'll be here to share what her perspective about that is. Kokui has 4 children, so if she's saying something like that, I'm really interested to know how she's doing this with her 4 children. So thank you very much, Kokui, for honoring my invitation.
Good afternoon, everyone. How much time do we have? I have 15 or we have 15. Okay, let's try. You've loaded a lot of talkatives here today, so we'll do our best. Hello, everyone. My name is Kokui Selormey. I had to honor this invitation because you may not remember this, but years ago, you were doing a talk show of some sort, and you wanted me to come on. This was during the Viasat day, so it's been a while. And I couldn't make it, and I felt so bad. So I thought, all these years later, you've asked me again, I have to come. So that's why I'm here. So those of us, on Saturday morning when you have 4 children, it's a bit crazy, but we had to make time for each other. And it's nice when mothers can get together and talk about some of these things. We don't often get the chance to do that. Okay, so the video you were referring to was from a talk I gave at an event, and there were a lot of things we spoke about, but that was just one of the things that came out. And maybe it's interesting because I spoke about that, but the truth is that my children are not timid at all. My children are the opposite of that. And sometimes it's a challenge for me because of the way I was raised and we were raised. And I think in this day and age, a lot more children are vocal. But then the thing is that because society or our culture doesn't necessarily like that, then we try to stifle them. So I think the children are bolder now, but culturally, it's still a bit strange for some people when you encounter an outspoken child, unless you are one of us who's a bit more open to that idea and who welcomes that kind of courage, So speaking about timidity and humility, I think sometimes we conflate these things. So we conflate humility and timidity. And then we also mistake confidence for arrogance. So when you have a child who is confident, we often say that child is arrogant. Or that common phrase we use, too known, which I hate. But then we say, oh, this child is too known. They think they know this. Or the child is disrespectful. No, the child is not disrespectful. There was a day and age where you say, if a child is spoken, you don't supposed to talk back. Why? Why not? It starts there. So I think there's a way for us to nurture our young people to be confident, to be respectful, and still be able to talk back, to engage in conversation. You see, we're in an age now where we've got to remember that we're in a global space and we're raising global citizens. And as much as that's important, yes, it's important for us to maintain our cultural values as well. And we see it in other cultures, especially South Asian culture, very respectful, very noble. Japanese are extremely noble. Japanese are very respectful of each other. They take offense if you don't even say, you encounter people and you bow. It's in their culture, but they're still brilliant. They still know how to advocate for themselves. They still have agency. So why can't we blend the two? Why can't we still encourage our children to be Ghanaian and to still imbibe aspects of our culture that we want to hold on to and to promote those norms, but still be able to stand up for themselves and to speak for themselves and to have agency? So that's where it is. So very briefly, I think there's been a lot of great points made today and a lot of those things that I may have touched on. And I wish we could have these conversations more frequently. But briefly, yes, I think we should encourage expression with respect. Gone are the days where you give an instruction to your child and when they want to question, you immediately shut them down. I've told you to do it, so do it. But why not explain why I've asked you to do this? It's okay, isn't it? I don't think there's anything wrong with a child asking why. Mommy, you said I should do this, but why? My children do it all the time. I have the patience now to listen to them. My mom may not have that patience, but I do. And I think it's been a learning curve for me in particular, again, because of the way I was raised. You're kind of on autopilot because this is what you learned. But then as you grow and as you realize that, no, times are different now. Eras are changing. There's a different approach to things. And I tell you, I learn a lot from my children because I allow them to ask questions and to express themselves. And sometimes as a parent, you end up questioning yourself because your children can tell you a lot about yourself. Let's embrace their curiosity. I think one of the things I think is not helpful, and I think we still do this sometimes. And this is we're talking, right? Especially when it comes to things like sex, things like even the parts of the body, and people give nicknames, and people try to make it cutesy, or they make it a forbidden topic. Listen, the research is showing us now that children as young as 5 are already sexually aware. A lot of them are being corrupted in our societies. We have to have frank but age-appropriate conversations with our children about sexually related things. Because guess what? If we're not having those conversations, their friends are. They're learning it somewhere. They're sometimes seeing it somewhere. As much as we try to police the gadgets that they use, we cannot be everywhere 24/7. You're being exposed to a lot. We didn't have that issue growing up. They only know an internet age. So as much as we don't like it, we have to work with it. So whatever they're consuming, as a parent, we have as much as possible try to be aware, but it's impossible for us to do it alone. But we also have to be intentional about having the uncomfortable conversations. So they heard it from mommy or daddy first. Then anything else they hear, encourage them to come back with it and check in with them periodically. I've got 14, 12, almost 11, and then 5. And I'm finding that I have to keep having these conversations in different ways because things keep coming up. And thankfully, because that door of communication is open, they come to me. And as soon as they come, okay, let's talk. And I like to lead with, so what do you know about this? To give me an idea of what they've heard already. And they'll tell me, and Ethan, sometimes it is shocking. I guess I shouldn't be shocked, but they know quite a bit. So please, let's not shy away from having those conversations for their own safety. They need to go out there armed and prepared because their peers know a lot as well. And their peers could steer them wrong. Having said that as well, I think as parents, all of us want to believe that our children are angels, right? It's the easy thing to do, especially as a mother. You carried this person, you birthed them, you've nurtured them. Sometimes our children are the problem too. Let's be honest with ourselves. Let's not be too blind to see that. The same way someone can corrupt your child, unfortunately, it can work the other way as well. And if we're not willing to be open to that conversation, we could be doing our child more harm than good. So let's protect them by having the tough conversations about themselves as well and have this kind of man in the mirror conversation. It's easy to blame someone else, but not so easy to blame yourself when there was a problem in your home. So I think that's another aspect we can look at as well. Being willing to shoulder responsibility sometimes for our children's behavior. Sometimes our children, some are more brilliant than others. Some are quicker to understand than others. Some have a worse temper than others. It's okay. And I've had to learn as a parent that sometimes being able to identify what each child's unique gift is the foundation and the platform for empowering them and giving them that voice and helping them to find that confidence. Everyone, I believe, has a unique gift, but we may not always know it from a very early age. For some, it takes a bit of time, right? So as parents, let's encourage ourselves. Perhaps if you have a child or you know a child who struggles with confidence, who has a bit of a timid attitude, see if we can empower them by identifying something they're good at. It can start there. Once that child knows, I'm good at this, even if it's, listen, I'm the best person when it comes to cleaning the table. Mommy loves the way I tidy up. It's a start. It means I'm good at something. Then we can build on that. We can build from there. And I always say this, when you meet some children, even saying their name, and not even children, adults. I know some adults, you can barely even hear them when they're mentioning their name. Because again, you didn't grow with that kind of confidence. Be proud in something as simple as your name. When you meet a foreigner, they would tell you their whole resume without you even asking. Oh, hi, I'm John Smith and I went to Cambridge and they will tell you. There's nothing to be abashed about. Listen, even if you think someone might think it's the silliest thing in the world, wear it with pride. The power you have to convince someone about yourself can convince that person to believe in what you're doing, right? It may be the most basic or trivial thing, but if you believe in it and you give it power and you give it credence, before you know it, people have taken it up. People have taken it up. It all starts with an idea and a confident idea. So please, as we move from here, and we're with our children, and we have that urge to nip things in the bud, which sometimes we do, sometimes we have to. Let's also remember not to stifle. Let's remember to elevate. Let's remember to encourage them to speak, because it is in doing that that we learn a lot about our children and things that we may not even know. So please, as parents, this is the little bit I think I can share about the timidity, humility conversation. And I will now bow out for the next person to come and add their 2 cents. Thank you, MzGee.
I know I told you about the dietitian and the special story. So Fredricka Doku is a dietitian I told you about. She's going to speak to us briefly. Then the special story, Ekia Drua Obing has a special case she will share with us. So they'll do back to back once I go get my gifts and everything ready and get them to present every mother seated with a gift. So when you're going, you just carry your gifts along with you. Thank you very much. So please come, Fredricka. Please come once I go get the gifts for our special guests and let them present anybody else with a gift. Thank you, Fredricka.
Good afternoon. Today I have soaked in a lot. And I honor our mothers here, my mommy and Maame Dokono. Thank you for being here. And everyone who is here. Just as she said, I'm a dietitian, and what I do more is with women and children, women mothers. So I've just titled what I have to say is today's child is tomorrow's mother. And nutrition plays a critical role in this journey. I can speak Chi, I can speak Fanti, so I'll blend everything. I heard somebody post a story today, and she said that, did you know that what your daughter eats today could affect when she gets her period? And whilst Dr. Peggy was talking, she mentioned children getting their period early and all of that. What we eat today, what we feed them today, will determine when they will get their period. And it goes into their lifelong and even menopause. So the nutrition affects from childhood till menopause. Whatever will happen to you as I'm standing here, whatever will happen to me when I'm 50 is what I've eaten now. And MzGee was critical about dieting for mothers. And from let's say 18 upwards to 30, that is the reproductive years. And many times, pregnancy comes unaware. And that is the time that we haven't gotten pregnant. Time na yen yinseng, and on I say ye prepare for pregnancy. Ye can sikasem, ye can edana ebetinim where you live, ye can ejuma ebeye save money and all that. But it's not only that. It's the body that is carrying the child. So what we put in us to prepare for the pregnancy. So people ask me, and when are you having a next child? I say, I don't give birth like that. I plan my pregnancies. Not as to say I determine when I get pregnant, but I plan so that because I get pregnant unaware every time when I don't know. And when I'm pregnant, I'm not able to eat anything. I can't even smell water. I'll vomit. So from day 1 till 9 months and 2 weeks after delivery, it's all vomiting. I can't even take the folic acid, the zinc, all the things that they give. I can't take some. So imagine I'm not eating healthy to prepare myself for that journey. Today, our busy schedules and the work that we do does not allow us to eat well. Our meals are not friendly for our body and even our children. Most of the time, we buy outside. Most of the times, we are going to pick our kids from school, and we buy the foreign foods, the KFC and all that to meet them. And then we pick them up, they eat. By the time they get home, they are asleep, and then the next day continues. We have busy schedules, yet we have to make time. I tell people that their mother, women, we are resource, and through us flows all the good things. If you don't have, you can't give. And that is why a mother will get pregnant and after delivery, she loses her teeth. Somebody will get pregnant and delivers and lose her hair. As I'm talking to you, I've lost my hair. No. So what we put in us is very, very important. The next thing is about giving birth, postpartum. The psychologist talked about mental health, stress, depression, and all these things. And all these things will interest you that it comes from our food. How you eat before pregnancy, how you eat during the pregnancy, how you eat after the pregnancy. People are so quick to want to lose weight after pregnancy. And so I see people sending me DMs. I just delivered. My baby is 3 months. I want to lose. I'm saying, madam, this is not the time for weight loss. Don't contact me now. 1 year after, when you come, I'll respond. The catch here is that during the pregnancy, and yama every woman, so many things has been taken up. By the 28th day that you realize that you are taking seed, folic acid has been taken up to prepare the child's formation. Into the spinal cord, the speech, the DNA, develop it in the DNA. Into that time, I pick it up, dada. If you don't have, or whatever that you have, the body will take it. God will take it for the child. And if it's not enough, it goes a long way to affect the child. If it is enough and it's not more, it will take all, and then you finish and then your teeth has fallen, or your skin color has changed, or you're having some skin tags on your skin, or you're having something, or after delivery, you go into depression, hormonal imbalance. And I talk about this a lot. And this thing goes a long way into your menopausal stage. Because in your baby you have to replenish it. And see, if that is the time you're coming to diet, I'm sorry. I will not attend to you. Because you have to eat healthy foods to replenish what you have lost. And then when you have built it, you can now say, okay, I'm restricting myself from this and that and that, so I lose weight. And most people, there's information everywhere on internet, Google, so they Google. They don't involve a professional. So they restrict themselves of certain important nutrients that they need to help them. During breastfeeding, you need something we call DHA. You need magnesium. Magnesium is a nutrient that helps with stress. When you are stressed, it takes up a lot of magnesium. So I even tell people, every woman has to supplement magnesium. Eat magnesium-rich foods, supplement magnesium, because we go through a lot of stress. Since I'm coming here this morning, I woke up early at 5, did everything, 2 kids, nobody, and then I had to get here on time. So already in the morning, I've stressed. And then you are doing a lot of things. One thing is that when you are stressed, magnesium is used up. Pregnancy is a stress. Throughout, you deliver is a stress. So when you deliver, the depression starts when you start getting anxious. You are not able to sleep. It starts with you not able to sleep. And then you think that because of the child, so you are not able to sleep. It goes on and on and on, and then you are going into depression. The symptoms will start showing. Another thing is that the human being or the body or the baby mimics what the mother takes. It mimics it. And so when you are pregnancy, you eat. They said, oh, it's the pregnancy craving. So everything then you are eating. I'm craving for this. So it is my craving that is teaching me today. Look, we can control our craving. When I'm pregnant and then I get to my 3rd trimester and then I'm getting back, I crave things. But you see, the cravings come when it happens when what you eat before the pregnancy, how your lifestyle was before the pregnancy. If you are used to eating junk foods and all that, during the pregnancy, you start craving for that. Rare people will crave for normal, conventional, healthy foods. And see, you have to prepare yourself. The baby comes into your stomach. I'm craving for this food. You call it. I'm craving for this. You call it. I meet mothers. Before pregnancy, she was weighing like 65 and she's weighing like 100. And then the doctor will tell you your sugars have gone up, you have pregnancy BP and all that. your proteins are in your urine and all that. It's because of the things you are calling to eat. And the child mimics that through the umbilical cord, the taste and everything. So you realize that you give birth to your child, you do exclusive breastfeeding. Then at 6 months, you go and buy food in bottle or something. The child will not eat. You bought this formula. After time of this, the child will not eat. My children are like that. They will not eat. But bring Banku, she eat. She is not the British woman that you are buying purity and those things for. So whatever you want your child to do is through food. The whole ecosystem, the world is food. Because when the person you are pregnant, you eat something, it affects your child. Your child picks that up. She comes, you feed her. It even goes a long way to how your child think, what your child will be. So sometimes in our department, when we are discussing issues, and then sometimes some policies are not going on well, or somebody speak and say, oh, akwawe, nutrition and since childhood, there is no substance. It's because of how we do it. And we are too quick to lose weight after the child. And when you have lost all these things, let's give ourselves grace. You are not in competition with anybody. You have to eat healthy. Involve a professional. People will be suggesting things. Eat this, drink this, do this, and you get breast milk, and you do this. Involve a professional to take you through, so that you don't go and eat something. You are there and somebody will come, and my daughter is having allergies. The child is only breastfeeding. Where is the allergy for? It's because you ate something that has gone into the breast and then it's affecting the child. And then they want to lose weight. Then they buy slim tea. Somebody, 3-month-old baby. And then you are drinking slim tea. For what? You want to lose weight at this time? No. That is the time you need to replenish. Eat to support breastfeeding and your mental health. And it's a vicious cycle. What you eat really affects your mood. What you eat after postpartum, people who know me and are close to me know that me, once I give birth, my eating habit change. Everything that I eat is towards my child and my peace of mind. And you know, who bet me I me my miss I don't know how I had dream, but we are fine. I'm sure I have a sound mind because the things that I'm eating are guiding me. The same things that you eat, the foods, we have it here in abundance. Ghana, we have a lot of good food that we have been brainwashed that it's not good, so we shouldn't eat it. And then we stop eating it and we are eating food from other places, which we think that is the ish and is what it is. No. People have not even eaten Tom Brown before. They come, I ask, what do you eat in the morning? I eat so and so. He doesn't even know Tom Brown. He doesn't know Ekweben. Doesn't know Oblai. And then the children will also know no. And there's a reason. The first speaker also talked about complementary feeding. Where when the baby is 6 months, you transition the baby to family foods. And this thing has, apart from the nutritional and scientific, help, it has a relationship and bonding with foods and even the family. So you introduce your baby to what you eat at home. Whatever that you are eating, the baby must be able to eat it. It's not you are eating maybe banku and okra, your child only eats rice. Some people will come and dietitian, please, my daughter, it's only rice she can eat. She doesn't eat any food I give her. I was like, it's your fault. Because me, when my baby turns 6 months today, we are starting with banku and okra. The next day, kokonte and granules. The next day, rice ball. So by the time you are 2 weeks into your 6 months, you know what is happening in Ghana. You know what is happening in Ghana. And when you do that, your child fits anywhere. I have a 2-year-old. He eats garisokis. I take her to my office and guys are eating that and he's eating with them. And they were like, hey, Akolawe, where are you? Because of, so our Ghanaian foods, our green leafy vegetables, kontomire, legumes, beans, nuts, we have different grains that are rich in nutrients that we have abandoned. We have millet, you have sorghum, we have fonio. They say I don't need Chinese word. They be our rice. Every blessed day, rice is not. Let's change. Let's have dietary diversity in our meals, and it goes a long way to affect us in our menopausal period. People are starting to have menopausal symptoms at age 35. That's if they're having hot flashes, you're having this and that, feet swelling and all that. It's because of how you eat. You can delay that. People are grown, 60, 70, you see them, they look so beautiful because they invest in that. So if we are here and we are at a certain age, I'm anticipating that in the next 20 years, I'll be standing at a program and speaking, and I'll look like the way I'm looking by God's grace because I'm investing in that side of my life. And we complain that foods are so expensive. It's expensive because we are buying orange fruits. It's expensive because we are not going. Like, so what you will spend
is 700.
what you will spend on Novast, on Gavusmet in the near future is more than what the contomere and then the avocado and the apim that you are buying. People come to me and then I tell them you have to change your whole pantry at home, the grocery, everything. So I'll give you a list. He said, Madam, why? I said, because I don't want you to come and tell me that I didn't eat this because I didn't have this at home. Everything that I tell you, I do that. Whenever you are buying, make an attempt to buy the healthy groceries. It's an investment for now and the future. It's an investment for now and the future. And then you will see the benefit of it. People who are on diabetes medications, hypertension and all that, when they change their diet, now they are not spending on those things. These are conditions that we buy with our money. We create it ourselves by our lifestyle. We don't exercise. We are at one place. We have to have I call something P time. That is your relaxation time. We work and work and work and work. We don't go for vacations. We don't rest. We don't do massage and all that. All these things encompasses it. And then mommy talk about routines. Routines. Very, very important when it comes to meals and eating and how you, the mother, and your kids. You introduce something, children will always reject it. But when you keep a routine, so I tell my children, Monday to Thursday, you are taking food to school as snack. They rebel. When you are going, I put in your bag. By the time you get to school, it's there. Breakfast, we don't want breakfast. It will be there. I'll make time and do it. Everybody is taking the same thing, including myself and my husband. You get into your school, you open your lunch, but it's inside. Then it can, mommy, nobody even brings breakfast to class. Only me. Then I'll call you in front of the teacher. Madam, so and so. Avery said nobody brings breakfast. Is it true? He said, oh, it's not true. Don't mind it. Then I continue. So most of the time we listen to them. Mommy, I want fries. I don't like this. I don't like plantain and contomere. I want fries. I said, hey, here we eat plantain. Here we eat bank. We eat eba. So please, that is what we have. If you don't eat, there's no food for you. Then she'll go out and come back. That's okay. You give it to me. I want to try. By the time you realize you are eating all because there's no food. So all these things that I'm saying to say that the child today will be the mother tomorrow. Especially our girl children or our girl child. Whatever we put in them, it will show at their menarche. It will show at their reproductive age. It will show at their menopausal age. Now, people are having PCOS. People are having endometriosis. People are having so many issues, hormonal imbalance issues. Not because of anything. It's because of their eating habit from childhood till now. And then when they start making the changes, everything reverses back.
I'm sure that if we had more time, we would have been able to engage some more. Unfortunately, it's fast spent, and so we would want to end the session here. But I'm sure on subsequent times when you have to engage, we definitely would engage you. Unfortunately, our time is past. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm sure even with this little insights, a lot of us have learnt, a thing or two.